Hello, Steve, Canadian Sasquatch, coming at you with part 2 of this 3-part Thursday mead review. So if you'll remember in part 1, Redstone Meadery's Boysenberry Nectar, which means, now that we're in part 2, Baker's Boysenberry Mead. This was his entry into the 2017 Canadian Sasquatch Mead Challenge. So what do we got here? We have honey, boysenberries, cinnamon stick, saffron, go-firm, fermaid, yeast, original gravity of 1.113. And secondary, there was more boysenberries. And then he kegged it for 9 months before boiling, and the ABV is about 13%. And all this information is on the bottle because that is a requirement in the Canadian Sasquatch Mead Challenge, so that we know what we're drinking, so we can use the challenge to learn. But we're going to crack this guy open. Tiny little hiss. Some sticky stuff on the bottle from the tape. It's on the label on. But yeah, let's get a pour going. And we're going to stop right there. So, if you remember, this one was like a peach color. This one is a darker red purple, what I would expect from boysenberry. So yeah, that is a gorgeous, like, ruby red. Yeah, so a gorgeous ruby red color there. Looks like it might have a slight carbonation, as we heard from the hiss in the bottle when we opened it. So yeah, let's go ahead and get an aroma on this. So, yep, I get the honey, and I get the boysenberry. So this definitely smells like a boysenberry mead. And again, it's the Resampling honey. I don't know how to pronounce that. I've never known how to pronounce that. It's a honey down in New Zealand. Grant's used it a couple of times, so yeah, it's a tasty honey. But yeah, and I do get a little bit of there's cinnamon in there, and there's saffron. I don't so much smell the saffron, but I do get a little bit of that cinnamon. I can't say cinnamon now either. Cinnamon stick. So yeah, definitely smells pleasant. So let's go ahead and get a taste on this beverage. Thanks again for joining me on this part 2 of the Thirsty Thursday mead review of Boysenberry Madness. So yeah, cheers everybody. So this has carbonated. It has fermented further in the bottle a little bit there. I can tell because I remember what it tasted like when I first had it. It was like a good solid boysenberry wine. Finger in the eye. Now there's less of that. It has not kept very well, unfortunately. So it does not taste as good as it used to. That said, it's still not bad. It's unfortunate that it did do some more fermenting, because it does have some off flavors, which that would be probably because of how I've kept these things. If it was doing some more fermentation in the bottle, then yeah, it's hasn't been stored in the coolest of places, so there's a little bit of that fermenting too hot flavor going on in it. Mm. I don't know what that flavor is, but it's not horrible, whatever that is. I have no idea what that flavor is. It's not a bad flavor. I don't know how to describe that flavor. But while I'm pondering on that, it does have some of that drink me more astringency in it. So some of the extra tannins from the cinnamon are still in here, making it a little bit of that extra astringency. So you just want to take another sip to wet your palate, because your palate dries out from the astringency. And since it doesn't taste horrible, drinking some more, excuse me, it's all this carbonated mead. Words are struggles. But yeah, I don't know what that other flavor is that I'm tasting. So anyways, what we're going to do now is, as we do, we're just going to warm this up and see what it's like when it's all warmed up. So we'll be back in a minute. Alrighty, and we're back with the mead warmed up as I do, just swirl it in the glass, in my hands, warms up, because hot hands. And as I was doing that flavor I couldn't put my finger on, cherry bark. That was the flavor, was cherry bark. Now, how the heck would I know about cherry bark? So, one of the things that I like to do every once in a while, and it has been really a long time, is make tasty beverages like sodas. And one of the recipes for root beer out there uses cherry bark, and I've made root beer with the cherry bark, and I taste the cherry bark, and cherry bark. Who would have thumped it? But anyways, it's been warmed up. The color is still a gorgeous ruby red. Gorgeous ruby red. So let's go ahead and get the aroma on this thing. So now I'm starting to get a little bit more of the vinous quality. So more like a red wine from this thing. Smells less like mead, more like a wine. Just a little bit of the boysenberries coming through on the aroma there. So less mead, more wine. So let's go ahead and get a taste on this guy again. Thanks to you once again for joining me on part 2 of this Thirsty Thursday Boysenberry Extravaganza mead review. Cheers, everybody. Yeah. Definitely getting more of that wine quality that I remember this having a couple of years ago. It definitely has that boysenberry, that drink me more astringency from the cinnamon. I'm not sure I get any of the saffron coming through on it. There's less of those other extra fermented off flavors as well. And that cherry bark is coming through a little bit more as well. And I'm thinking that's probably the combination of the boysenberry and the cinnamon, because, well, cinnamon is bark and the boysenberry is a berry, and if they meld together, I could see that becoming a cherry bark thing. So, of all the strange flavors you find, but yeah, that has become a lot more pleasant. So yeah, the Baker's Boysenberry mead, definitely a mead to be drunk at warmer temperatures. And by warmer, I mean closer to room temperature, not like a cup of coffee hot or something like that. So yeah, Boysenberry, Baker's Boysenberry. As always, Grant, your meads are awesome. Just don't drink them cold. Take better care of them. Don't let them sit around in a room that might get too hot and it re-ferments. So yeah, definitely a thumbs up. So with that, we're gonna call this part 2 of the Boysenberry Madness mead reviews a close. And we'll have part 3 coming up, where we do side-by-sides of Grant's and Redstone Meaderies. But first, I don't know how I'm going to do that, but we're going to make it happen. Cheers, everybody. Be sure to have a pint of awesome. I know I will. Definitely better warmed up. Definitely better warmed up.